My name is Hardeep Kaur Singh, and today's is November 9, uh, 2014. I was approximately, I think it was 42 years old. I was 42 years old. I was in Detroit. I was in at home, and I have been hearing the stories that how the Darbar Sahib is being surrounded and stuff like that. But I didn't believe that. I did not see much, but I was hearing all the time. But then on Sunday we went to the Gurdwara in Madison Heights, Michigan, and then I saw people were talking, oh, that Darbar Sahib has been surrounded with the army and tanks and stuff like that. And so, but I said, I just thought they may be standing there, but they won't be doing anything. Uh, then then they then we heard that they have been attacked with to the tanks inside, and then the army was are attacking, and then the Akal Takht has been demolished, and there has the one Granthi was killed on Darbar Sahib, and there has been 250 bullets right on the, and that was just a disbelief. I said, how could they do it? How could they? Just that was rage. There were so many emotions going on. Actually, there was not one emotion. We can say, okay, I was feeling that way. We were feeling enraged, first of all, that, the Sikhs have sacrificed so much for the freedom of India. And how could they do that to us? And if they do this like this, where we are safe, because that's our country, and that's not only one nation's country. It's so many religions, so many people live together, and how could they do that to us, their own people? How could they do their own people? That was the emotion, and then the sadness set in, that it has happened. And then I was crying for days. I was just, as soon as I hear they did that, that those many people, those children have been tortured, and at a Gurupurab that day it happened. That was the most horrifying and most treacherous thing. Like my heart was just, what should we do over there? Can we do anything? So things, started. We, hearing at home, calling people at home, and they said, "Oh, we are okay," and this and that, and they said, "Why don't you come and see us?" And I said, "Okay, I'll come and see you guys, with my own eyes, and we want to see Darbar Sahib, what they have done to Darbar Sahib." And then I applied for visa, and I did not get it, and I just, there was silence all over. They just no reply for my application for the visa. And then all of a sudden, then we hear that Indira Gandhi has been killed, and November came with all these things. And as soon as we heard that, I was not home at that time. I was about near a little gathering, and then there were some ladies saying, I said, okay, Indira Gandhi is killed. Well, it's okay if she is killed. There are many people die, I said. There are so many people have died. And then there was some rumor that there was one guy, clean shaven guy, who was killed. And after that, there was silence about that. And they said, two Sikh bodyguard killed her. That there was no mention of that guy after that. And then, you know, the reaction was, kind of a relief, maybe you can say, or reaction was nothing at that time when she was killed. But then we came home and then turned on the television and saw the, after a few hours, suddenly we saw the fires and on television and smoke all over. And then we called home and they said they are, Punjab, we don't know anything what has happened. There was blackout in Punjab. Blackout of every news. There was no news of what is happening in Delhi. So people were, they said, "No, we don't know." And people, the Punjabis wanted to go there. They were not. They were barred from going. They were detained from going there. And after that, and even what I heard one my, but later on we heard the stories. My brother-in-law, my husband's younger brother, he was in India at that time. He came from some other state to Delhi, and then they were on an airport because he was a Sikh. He had a turban on. He was not allowed to go out of the airport. Then he went to so many hotels. He was not. He there was no hotel who was. He did not. They said, no, we cannot keep you. It's very unsafe for us. So he came. I don't know how he was saved, or somehow he got saved. But then, like the killing will not stop. We were hearing that there is in Bukhara, and that the people have been put into the boiler, and then we heard that in certain areas that there's a massacre going on. Women have been raped, and women have been tortured. Children have been tortured and or killed, or especially the male has been killed, and the younger women were abducted from that, and like countless people died on that day. And that was the most horrifying. We were that standing all the time in front of the television for some news that we will say, okay. And but my family, immediate family is in Punjab, but my daughter's brother-in-law lived in Delhi, and there was no news from him because uh, he was hiding. Some of his Hindu friends were keeping him, and so from the mobs. There were mobs of people. We just heard that certain politicians, and then some of the police has been helping those hooligans, killing the Sikh, and there it was like blood all over in Delhi. That's what we were saying. Even the press were, first day actually, the international press said that yes, international press said yes, there has been all over riots and Sikhs has been killed, and then they started snubbing that the international press also. And then I talked to one of my friends, and she says that one of my nephews is a police officer in Delhi, and we called him that why aren't you taking care of the people who have been killed? He says we have been house arrested. The no Sikh policeman of Delhi was allowed to move from his house. That was the things going on at that time. And that is just unbelievable. We were not there, but we have been, like, we heard the stories from months together. How some people told us some eyewitness news. One of our friends, he says he was coming from somewhere. He was sitting in the train, and he was in first class, and he heard that the train stopped in on New Delhi station, and after that, somebody, some nice Hindu person, he says, please don't get out, just lock your doors, don't let anybody come, just keep in this compartment. And he says he peeked out some few times, and he saw people, the burning tires around the Sikh people's necks. They were burning, and those hooligans, those mobs were cheering on them. So those stories are so fresh today in my mind. Oh, there can be, well, this is not something which is you can say one day's plan. It was not one day's plan, but that we heard later on that the play, I don't know the inners, because I've been out of the country for so many years, and the people living there don't talk that much about those things. But what I fear is that people, the Sikhs are, they they want to live equal, like they want their own rights also. Maybe that's why that was a reason. um, I would say that, okay, younger generation, they have to first, we have the today the I would say first they have to learn their lesson from Guru Granth Sahib. They everybody, Punjabi bol sakte? Okay, Guru Granth Sahib de lada lago, and take advice from Guru Granth Sahib. Take advice. Think before you do things. And because it's not a, okay, you can go and pick up your one pistol or any kind of armament and just face a huge army. First, um, you have to prepare your minds for that. You have to you have to talk with wisdom. You have to use your wisdom, and over here. That's what I say. Just, and our most, the biggest source of our wisdom is Guru Granth Sahib.